Next, about the materials and methods. So you need to show everyone, the audience, what we need for the experiments, also like how you do it. So first is about the material. So it's very important because the key thing for research is all about reproducibility. That's the key, okay? Let me write out here, reproducibility. Okay, this is the key thing. What does it mean? It means that your research can be pre-produced, like it can be redo again. So how can we achieve that? Is just like by listing out all the materials that you need and how you did it. As detailed as possible, then everyone just like by reading your report or just like by reading the slides here, they can just like try to imitate it and try to follow your instruction. So that's why materials and method is very important. Okay. So another a way to present everything effectively is just like using images, using figures. So I could recommend that you should take pictures of everything that you have used to do the research, like paper, what kind of paper that you've been using, or like the colors, or like any special thing about the paper, or like for the tools, like which kind of tools that you use to measure the scale or the ruler, or like any other special kind of tools that you have been used in your research. For example, we have a tool launcher to launch the paper airplanes, right? To launch the airplanes. So did you modify it? Did you add some of the details in order to make sure that when you launch the airplane, it doesn't damage the projectile paper airplane, right? So image, please. And if it's just like it also like in order to show it not to overwhelm to the audience at once, you can also like have some animation to it. Like for example, you can add animations here and have them disappear. So if you click on the animation panes here, you can see, okay, if you want them appear at the same time, then the second one here should be like, if you click on this one with reverse, it means at the same time. If it after appears, then it will appear after a while. And you can also add it more in here with the timing or the effect options. But like if you want just like to simply they appear by click, just have it like this. So then if you play, you set it in the play show, just like this. See, so you can show every materials one by one is in a list, and the audience can follow you easily. Make sense, right? And the second thing that you need to mention is the method, the procedure, how you did the research, like how you measure the flight distance, right? Maybe some image will help people to imagine, to visualize what you have done easier. Okay, and just have them on like step by step here. You can also like go into this one here, insert, and then find some charts like some smart art here. Not like chart, sorry, but it should be like go to the insert and with some smart art like this one. You can have the list of the process and then just pick one and add it to your slide if you think it's helpful. Or you can just like add a step by step and then also have the animation, it's up to you. It's up to your team decide, okay? So basically that about the methods, materials and methods. After all of these, we should get some results, right? And in the previous series of on the videos, I show you how to add the error bar. Please make sure you only have a meaningful data to show here. That should be the data that has been processed already. Don't just show the raw data, okay? Show the data with the average value here, with the uncertainty here, and also we can include the raw data at the appendix, which will be at the end of the slide. And you can see here, I also have the slide hide. They will not be shown during the real time of the presentation, but you can have them in repair here. So that if people have questions, you can just show them the raw data or the lab notes if they may have question. So back to the point here about the data. Let me minimize this one. Okay, here for the result, you need to show some figure, okay? Because figure is a way to present data the best. We can also see some trend like here. And here I also have tried to add some data label here. You see, I add some more details, also the grid line, and we can visualize it better. And also like a full data table here. That will be the first slide of the result. And then on the next one, oh, let me move this one to another slide. And then on the next one, on the next slide, you should note down some key observation, like, oh, you observe like some other things that the plot here, the chart here doesn't really show, or you can also see some trend line here, like seems like the flood distance is going down, right? Some data analysis, if you did the correlation coefficient, you can show it here. And also you can have some other comments, just have everything here, but make sure, remember the rule, 6 lines and just 7 words on one line, okay? It's up to you. So this is just an example of figure 1. Maybe if you have more data, you have more relationship that you investigated in your research, you can show more here, okay? And then after this one, there will be another slide, just like a summary, okay, of everything that you think that value and is worth reporting. So that's a key finding from your result. It's like maybe from here I could say, oh, I see that the flight distance actually going decreasing as the crammage increasing. I also see that, okay, those arrow bars on here, they don't overlap with each other. It means that the data here are statistically different from each other. Okay, so that's the key. Just write out the key findings here. Okay, okay, and then next will be the discussion and the conclusion. So for the discussion, you need to share your experiences that you have been obtained throughout your research. Maybe some tips that other people, when they try to redo your research, to reproduce your research, they can learn from it. Then it can save a lot of time for everyone, right? And it's also showing the meaning, the significance of your research. And then if you still have some problems that's still unresolved, it's okay. Just list them out here, being honest, and just tell everyone what you have came across. And maybe if someone see it, they can invest more time and effort into seeing the problems, and maybe the problems can be solved in the future, or even you have a chance to have a look back at those problems. And then in the end, you should have a future direction, like if you want to develop this research more into a deeper research question, or if it has some applications that you think that is very meaningful. Okay, so discussion can be shown in one slide, or if you need another slide, just add more. Okay, if you want to add more slide here, and you also want to keep the formatting here, another way to do it really quickly, I don't know if you know it, but just like right click on this one and then like the duplicate slide, something like that. Okay, so you see that everything will be copied with the formatting and also with the effect. Okay, yeah, so that's the thing. And then finally, the conclusion, okay? This is what people have been listening to your presentation so far. What is your answer to the research question? At least give them some answer. If you're not sure, like if you're not like 100% certain about your research question, then from the beginning you should have modified your research question a little bit, because like the research question is at the starting point for your research, but after a lot of analysis, a lot of like went through the data, you can adjust it to make it like a full story. So you can discuss with me how to modify your research question, but also if you cannot fully answer the research question, just say that you cannot fully answer it, and then list out what is the obstacle. That's also meaningful as well, because in the end you still have studied a little bit more about this subject, this topic. Okay, and just conclude concisely. Don't go too lengthy in your conclusion, and remember the rule: 6 lines and 7 words. Okay, if you really need more words, please go ahead to write it down, but I would recommend that just notes down the keywords, okay? Or if it's really an important statement that you want to make sure that you can code it, like you can present it precisely, so then yes, you can have it as full sentence here on the slide. And then finally, references. They're very important. Please remember to cite them properly by the ABA style or any other style that you think that can be helpful for you. And you know how to do this one, right? I have shown you previously by using the mybib.com, right? Just mybib.com. That's a very fast website to do it, or you can use any other tool. It's up to you. Okay, we have discussed this one in previous classes. And then in the end, have a one slide for question and answer. It's just like giving the audience a signal. Okay, this is time. Please give it the questions. People will ask you a lot of questions if they're really interested in your research, in your presentation. So you should be happy when you got the questions, okay? It kind of could be challenging, maybe some question you cannot answer. Just being honest. You just, okay, this is that to the best of my knowledge. But try to be like appreciate the questions from the audience. And audience, please, for sure, don't ask like not like meaningless question, right? Or like some questions just like to be picky or something, but it's more like a questions to develop our understanding about the topic, about the research. And then finally, another slide. Thank you. Thank you to audience for being attentive all the time and listen to your presentation. And these are just like, simple formatting slide that I recommend you here, but feel free to just design the slides the way you wish, okay? And then in the end, as I have mentioned before, you should have an appendix that will have all the data on the lab notes and be prepared, And also the question and answer, maybe think, come up with, discuss with your teammates about some possible questions the audience can ask you, and make sure that you be well prepared, then just to show, oh, I'm professional in doing research, I know what I'm doing, so these will be like, maybe you can have many other extra slide here, but then you can just like choose all of them, and then you like choose the highlight here. I have hide them, so now I will unhide them and then hide them again. You see, just right click on it and then highlight. So that's everything. I hope that your skills of making the slide presentation will be really professional after this workshop, after our first trial with the paper Appendix. And if you're interested, and we can also try to learn how to make a poster as well. Okay, thank you. Good luck.